get the leftovers.
Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
We're back with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Season 4, Episode 21.
Zach, last episode, man, we had the train heist, which I think is...
We did. I like to see some Boba, especially with him maturing.
Yeah, he's leading the bounty hunters. They have a lot of respect for him, but, you know, she was a former Sith and has the Force.
Yeah.
So, I like it for the episode for what it is. I did kind of want Boba to be a badass, but we know he's a badass. He becomes a badass. You know, Vader wasn't exactly a badass when he was 12. You know, he was fucking racing pods. You know what I'm saying?
I know. It was just hard. It was a hard pill to swallow.
I guess, like, imagine seeing Palpatine when he's 9. He probably wasn't.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just one of those things.
Like you don't want to see it.
Well, I get it, yeah. But that being said, I don't want to say I don't want to see it. I like that episode for him because it still shows they respect him. It just, you know, people get jumped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everyone in Star Wars who I love, someone has bettered them for the most part. You know what I mean? Anakin's been better.
For the most part, but Palpatine's always been almost like by surprise. Or
for sure.
With Yoda, I mean, he got the shove across the desk, but that was about it. That was kind of his low point.
Yeah.
With Vader, it was more ambush.
Yeah.
Where he throws him over.
Yeah.
The fucking thing.
Well, I guess I look at that.
I don't remember
because
I must have been pretty drunk because I don't remember how he died in Episode 9.
Oh.
Remind me.
I didn't love how he died.
How did he die?
It was the Force reflecting off. It just like Rey puts two together, and like it changes the properties of, because we know one
Force lighting.
Yeah, it was Force lighting. It was bouncing back up, and she was when she took Ben Solo's like Han, like the Leia's lineage, and then Luke's lineage, put both sabers together, and I think Kylo Ren, like Vader. Ren definitely redeemed himself, but I think he should have been more of a fixture in beating Palpatine, because I feel like it's important for his character as well.
I remember how he died.
Yeah. It was a good effect. It looked good. I loved Palpatine in that movie.
Yeah.
And I love the visuals, like the Sith, like the people who were cheering and everything like that. That was all cool. I just no,
the imagery. I will say this about the sequel trilogy is that in terms of imagery,
that's some of the best
cinematography.
Yeah,
it was beautiful
for sure.
But the story was not original. It was not deep enough to make. I don't know. The old trilogy wasn't like deep, but it wasn't.
Here's the thing: you grew up on the old trilogy, and now you want a better version of that.
Yeah,
but it's the best, Zach.
With the old trilogy,
I think.
I agree.
I think it probably is. The prequels I love, and they're Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie. But if you're holding a
character.
If you're holding a gun to my head,
it
said like
there.
You gotta
that was his moment.
Yeah, for sure. And Return of the Jedi is my either tie for first or second favorite movie.
Okay.
And Empire's up there. I love Episode 8. You know what?
So
I like Episode 1.
For me anymore, it's hard for me to even pick my favorite character. Like I have to even almost say.
No, you pick one and you stick with them, Zach. It's like Vegeta's yours no matter what. That's what I tell
That's true.
That's what I tell people.
Yeah,
you can't change it.
Dragon Ball,
just because you watched it when you got older.
No, in Dragon Ball, it's still Vegeta.
Good, because you told me before. Like, I don't know if it's Vegeta. It might be this. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
No, I feel like it's like I realize that, but to me, it's definitely Vegeta. It's always been Vegeta.
He's great. He's amazing.
Vegeta's
the Dragon Ball doesn't have the deepest characters. We just love.
I feel like you're the Vegeta though.
Why am I the Vegeta?
Because you're the man that worked hard for what he wants.
And didn't get anything. Look, we're in my parents' basement.
Yeah, you did. You did get something from it. It's like something different. It's like the drive for him. He ebbs and flows so much.
We're at Goku. Like, you have this natural ability.
I'm not Goku.
You have this natural ability.
I'm not Goku.
I guess when we're young.
No fucking way, because Goku stays at the top all the time.
I guess what I'm saying when we're young.
I'm not Goku.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, last episode, Asajj Ventress ended up doing a good thing, right?
Yeah, she did, because she related to the sex slave.
Yeah, which is, something that I thought for a kid's show, like, they didn't say sex slave, but we all knew what it was.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was cool. So we got 2 more episodes left of this season. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this, I'm not going to lie. But I don't want to say anything else, guys. I don't want to hype it up. I say we just jump in.
It's like an Abraham Lincoln quote.
That creature, Savage Opress, is growing stronger and stronger as each day passes. He is a threat to all of us. Something is rising. Something sinister.
Star Wars diners, baby.
David Bowie. Person he was strangling.
I wonder if that was Dexter's Diner. It looked like it, and she was like, "You want a cup of Joe with juice?" A little droid.
This dust. It's a clue.
Fancy Brown.
Soon you and your brother will be reunited. I must make the necessary preparation. Cheers.
Why so tense?
I thought I sent someone from my past.
Who is this someone?
A monster.
Fucking dust, Maze. That's how you feel.
What are you doing here?
Get out of here! I'm about to take off!
The cargo you just dropped off. What planet did it come from?
The junk fields on planet Lothar Minor.
Take me there.
Okay.
Shouldn't we be getting back to the cruiser?
Nah, I'm hungry. Tired of those government rations. Hey, looks like trouble.
They're just going out to get something to eat. Kind of funny.
Hey! What are you doing?
We don't want any trouble.
David Bowie.
We're only trying to help.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just all shook up.
In The Mandalorian, remember seeing those on
You get some
Coruscant?
rough characters in
Yeah,
here.
the fucking security droids, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I'll get you some.
Yeah, they look a little different.
Meals on the house.
Like 30 years later.
Mushroom guy was back there. One of the species.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tendrils.
Yeah.
You're not gonna kill me, are you?
So, we don't see it a lot, but this is an episode I think we see a little bit of an underbelly during the prequel era. We see like a
Master.
diner, we see...
Anakin.
Looks like the whorehouse, the strip club.
I sense disturbance. Something sinister.
All the way out here?
Yes, it feels familiar.
He is close. Get out. Now!
God damn.
No! No! Not when I'm so close!
Fucking slugs.
I saw the behind the scenes of Clancy Brown screaming. And he did the same
I
thing.
don't have time for you.
Oh, over here! I'm Maul. I could help you. We've got everything here. I can get you what you want. For the right amount, of course. I mean, it'd be my payment-free pleasure, of course.
Yeah, I think I can manage on my own.
What you need is a guide.
Leave me alone!
Wait! Not everything on this planet is junk.
It's not.
There are things like me. Things that live and breathe.
Show me.
You're already heading in the right direction. You'll need my guidance to avoid the fire breathers. Yep, fire breathers. They'll get you. Follow me.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
What the hell is it?
It's just in charge of incinerating and crushing trash.
Oh, it does?
Essentially, yeah.
Well, the bigger it is, I feel like it's larger to process that amount of heat.
I don't know, but...
Fucking trash can Jones.
Right.
We better get out of here.
Dude, once I saw that damn thing,
She betrayed me. My brother must be dead.
She's not the only one who betrayed you. You'll make a good offering, and when my master is finished with you, I get the leftovers.
Is that you, brother? You brother? You brother? You brother? You brother? You! Stop there! What have you done with my brother? Answer me, you monster!
Maul.
It can't be. Brother. Wait, brother!
It.
No. You are the brother I've been searching for! No! 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 Yes, we are! We are brothers!
Oh, brother!
You don't know anything!
That's not horrible. Shit place to end up.
I'm ready for my leftovers. Oh, it's still alive, huh?
Who did this to my brother? Are you part of this?
No.
You're a slithering liar! You should have been helping him!
I didn't know.
Fuck that slug.
The chains are the easy part. It's what goes on in here that's hard. You have been lost, my brother. Always remember, I am filth. Always remember, I am nothing. Your legs. That scum! He took them from me! He took them! Jedi! Jedi! What is it? Brother, what are you saying? Jedi! Revenge. I must have revenge.
yeah.
Pretty shitty place, though.
Yeah.
As far as he's fallen.
Yeah.
An old enemy has awakened, seeking vengeance.
I killed him myself.
It is so, I fear.
Darth Maul, alive?
What the fuck?
What'd you think, man? I know you know Maul.
I know he lived
because you saw Solo, but this was everyone's first introduction after years and years, right? This is way after Revenge of the Sith came out, like I don't know, 5 or 6 years later. And
I mean, I'm glad they took their time.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not personally have to wait those 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. What the fuck, right?
What the fuck? I mean, yeah. I like Maul. He was the greatest gift, I feel, of the prequel trilogy.
He's incredible.
I know people, you personally, like the Anakin story.
Yeah.
Like Revenge of the Sith. But for me, the initial Star Wars is coming back, and here's the trailer, and here's fucking Darth Maul.
He's unbelievable. Ray Park is God's gift to us.
He is. And that is what really is set in stone for me. I feel this way about villains in general.
Yeah.
The greatest villains, I feel, stay dead.
Yeah.
And, second best are the ones that keep coming back.
Yeah.
I make some exceptions, Ganondorf. But
it's not even the same
there's a
guy.
law, though.
Yeah.
There's a law. Like, he's the same guy, but there's a reason. There's a cycle.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
In that game.
Palpatine, I love his story just because I love how he defeated death. And it's consistent with his character.
But I feel like with this, though...
But with Maul, how do you feel about Maul?
Well, with any of it. Palpatine, Maul, Star Wars, comic books. It's like, okay, we have this hit villain. We're going to keep bringing him back.
Yeah.
Because it gets people hyped up. Gets them in, ropes them in. Gets people just engaged.
Yeah.
Because it was like that with Kojima, Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he wouldn't have killed Liquid off if he knew how popular he would have been.
Yeah.
But he did. Liquid was dead.
Yeah.
And they tried to bring him back a little bit with the possession of Ocelot.
Mm-hmm.
And then he
dialed
it back because originally he actually was possessing Ocelot.
I would have liked that.
I would have too, because they kept building on it.
Yeah.
It's like H.P. Lovecraft always did. He has these goofy ass ideas of a story.
Yeah.
Like simple, goofy ideas, but he just kept building on them and building on them and building on them, and it made it cool. Well, like I feel like Kojima he got to a point where it was cool. He's like, I shouldn't.
Konami was holding
Konami, yeah, but they're fucking Palpatine to a Vader.
Katie Lucas wrote this, and
Okay.
she's written a few very strong arcs. I believe this is one of them. You feel the way I felt at the beginning, like I love Maul, but they're writing a check showing that he lived, and they need to be able to cash it.
Yeah.
And I believe they did. It's yet to be seen for you. I love what they do, and I love the explanation to why he lived. But you kind of see that. It's nothing crazy. Like nothing to do with Maul. Like he lived. Palpatine, he had to figure out a way to live. Palpatine cracked the code. Maul didn't.
Yeah.
But he did live, but he is in this form and he's gone insane.
Yeah.
And he's been here for years and years. I really like Sam Witwer's performance. And if you remember, he played the brother in the Morris trilogy. And he was
He's also in the game series.
The Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
So he just kept being in the Star Wars universe. They just liked him. They just kept bringing him back for things.
And he was also in Andor.
Yeah, he played something in Andor.
He was a shore trooper, right? I thought he was the shore trooper that arrests Cassian.
I don't think
I
so.
thought that's what you told me. I
That
could
is-
be wrong.
Yeah, he had a helmet on.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
The shore trooper.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
that.
remember I didn't see his face. I was trying to think, when did I see his face? But yeah.
You don't see his face.
He plays several stormtroopers throughout the sequel trilogy and Mandalorian, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, how'd you feel about that take on him? That he's in this form, the spider form and everything like that.
I don't know.
It kind of made me think how cool he looked in live action after seeing what they did on The Mandalorian. Seeing that fucking Grievous thing.
I need to see more. I need to see more of why he is the way he is and how he survived. Because to me, you get chopped in half and fall down this huge fucking vent.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. You're dead. And that's how I felt about Palpatine too. And I know Palpatine had cloning technology.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he's been trying to do that. So it's kind of consistent with his character.
Maul,
Maul was just some guy.
I feel like the way I feel about Maul is that, okay, this guy was awesome. This guy was cool. The fans loved him. We have to bring him back.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Maul. And
well, also knowing what George kind of had in mind for a sequel trilogy, I like his idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of like how you bring him back, is it believable? I believe it is.
The problem is that they brought him back and they still did the idea with Palpatine. So they did both. It's like, well, you don't have to just pick one, George. You can just have both.
Well,
oh, okay. And here we are.
Well, Palpatine figured out a way. Maul essentially is kind of like a Vader case. His hate essentially keeps him alive. And originally, and I think if you get a close look at his spider form, there are things orbiting it. So it's the Force. It is a dark side of the Force, like brought all this amalgamation.
I get it.
Yeah.
I guess for me, though, Maul was fine for what he was. We're not going to give you new ideas. And that's my thing, is like, I want to have, like, you can have the same old shit to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because that's what is kind of like the Solid Snake. Like, the constant. But you need to bring in new ideas. And you have to keep it going beyond the new ideas. Like, you have to keep fucking, why regurgitate the same old idea because people love it? Like, what happens in 30 years from now?
I think The Mandalorian is a new idea, in a way. Because
no, but it's still relying, like, Luke's there, Ahsoka's there.
Oh, yeah, but, I mean...
if you look at our reactions and shit, like, those are the high points of some episodes on reactions.
Well, yeah, we certainly like when they come back. I think I don't have a problem with him being alive still because it takes place in between the movies. But I had a problem with Maul coming back, and I don't want to say it's like he should have lived. I'm saying I'm glad they brought him back. If that makes sense, because what they do with the character and the story and what he does.
When I see it more,
you have to see it. I think I can still argue, like, no matter how much I love that he's back, like, it takes a special person to live from what he. And I still think that's true. I think it takes a especially powerful being to come back from what he came from. As you saw, Mother Talzin, she's still out there directing them a little bit.
Well, I'm glad that she's there. I don't particularly like the idea that Palpatine would allow a society like that to exist.
Yeah.
If they were especially powerful. I get that they're just kind of a niche.
Yeah, they're just...
at the same time, you have to think that in
and
his mind, if absolute power was the absolute goal, you would not suffer anything that could grow any kind of...
Yeah, they all get taken out. She's still out there, but I think his number one goal right now is conquering the galaxy with his plan for the galactic civil, not the galactic. Well, I guess it is the first galactic civil war.
He's focused on the power centers.
Yeah, so once he does that, then he still has the Senate to deal with for 20 years, and then he absolves that. So he's not, he's as close as to the devil or God in his universe. But he has to play the game, and I think that's what's cool about him is he has to trick him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think he does. But he is accumulating power in 2 and 3, and then even in 4, because that's when they absolve the Senate. So they're still tightening their grip on the galaxy, and they're she's just not high on the priority list. Like to him, she's amazing at what she does, but she leads a small band of typically Native Americans on this one planet that no one cares about, that isn't part of the Republic or the Confederacy. You know what I mean? They're just Dooku thinks he's way above her, and he is. But that one witch stole a piece of his hair, so it just But I think that's good that we have that. We have those different parts of the Force. Yeah. I really do like that. I don't want Dooku to have the upper hand on him too much. That's pretty much the only time it happens. That's the closest he gets to death until he dies, and I think it's a good reason. But he still wins, and they wipe out that whole planet except for Mother Talzin, and she can't do anything now without her people. I like the idea of Anakin and Ahsoka just like they have some shore time, and they just go to a diner to get some food.
Yeah,
and I'm sick of government rations. I just think that's a funny thing. It just feels a little more of a realistic universe, The snake is it Morley? Yes, Snake Morley. Ben Diskin, he works at Lucasfilm, and I guess he has this voice that when I was watching the featurette, it's like they were making fun of this guy. But they liked his voice to be that snake thing. So it's kind of like...
It's like a slug snake.
Yeah, he kind of represents like the temptation a little bit,
I guess. I didn't see it that way. I saw him as like some sneaking... I saw him like Gollum.
Yeah, I guess, but...
I'm sorry. I don't mean to...
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I do mean to interrupt you. No, I'm sorry to do it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but what that really reminded me of was the lair of Shelob in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but I took it as like he's lying in wait.
Okay, but Lord of the Rings, Shelob, the spider.
Yeah, and Gollum takes him there.
Gollum lures them in, takes them there. That's really what this reminds me of.
Well, George had a lot to do with this arc, but obviously so did Filoni. So it wouldn't surprise me if Filoni was thinking about Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I didn't even know how much a Lord of the Rings fan he was until Rebels. Because that's when he's full control and he's fucking Lord of the Rings all over the place. You know what I mean?
Well, it definitely reminds me of it because Shelob, Gollum's like, hey, I'll lead you into, Mordor. Mm-hmm. This is the way.
I'll take you here, but I'm really...
This is the secret way.
How did you... What's he going to say? God damn, you gotta do something about that shit. Jesus Christ.
What is that?
They're like rolling a ball or some shit. I know Darth Maul led. I especially love them in Solo, mostly because I love Ray Park. I'm glad Ray Park stayed in shape for over 20 years.
Oh, fuck yeah, he's dedicated.
Yeah. And I'm so glad he got to come back. I hope we get to see that actor in live action because, they can go anywhere in the timeline.
They can.
I hope we
see him in some of the series.
Yeah, I would hope. I hope we get that. I mean, it's going to unfold, Maul's journey, and it's actually pretty important with what we see in The Mandalorian, funny enough. I didn't even know that was important until I saw The Mandalorian, because I can't really explain.
Oh, you mean the cloning?
Giving it away. No, Darth Maul. His story is very important to the Mandalorian story.
Just the Mandalorian.
Just
Din Djarin.
Not particularly Din Djarin, but everything that happens on Mandalore. Din Djarin. Yeah, I heard Djarin and Djarin. Everything like in terms of what happens to Mandalore, which I know you know, I know you know the siege happens,
Yeah.
but there's stuff that happens before that. There's stuff that happens with Bo-Katan, and there's stuff that happens between Darth Maul and obviously Obi-Wan.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, you know, you can bring it back for, you know, then they can have the showdown.
Okay,
again.
all right.
So it's like,
I
you know,
see some intrigue here.
yeah, there's some intriguing, and I'll still say, like, because I could argue Anakin should have died. You know what I mean? Because he just, you know, who lives through that? He's got all kinds of burns on his body, inhaled that smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's the chosen one.
Well, I believe that, and he's this force.
I don't believe in that motherfucking shit. He is the chosen one.
No, he is.
Star Wars establishes that. Okay? And
Qui-Gon says it. He is. You said it like you said like he is the chosen.
Yeah, he is.
You must see it.
Okay? Yeah, Palpatine is like Satan.
Yeah.
And Maul though is like second fiddle. Not even second fiddle.
Maul. I think it's established.
Third fiddle.
Yeah,
He's like
that
base.
Maul.
He's the base guy.
As an offensive weapon, Maul might be the
Not
best
even
fighter to ever live.
Bass. Like
You know
bass
what I'm
is like last. You have like lead singer, lead guitarist, drummer, and then bassist.
How'd you feel about like the long horns?
Well, they grew. I mean, he looks like shit.
He looks like. I think he looks cool.
But it doesn't mean that he can't look better later because he looked awesome in, you know, Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
That ball is definitely rolled down.
Yeah.
From over here to over there.
And I think he looked great in Solo.
Well, he did, but
Yeah.
he shaved his horns.
Yeah. So it's I didn't know how it did that, but yeah, they grow like fingernails, and you gotta cut
Not
them.
just like anything.
Yeah, but I didn't really even think about that.
But it's not like deer where they shed every year.
I don't think so. No, it'd be cool. It'd be cool, but yeah, I don't think that's how it works in Zavrix. I mean, do you got anything else? That's just he's back, and we'll see what happens.
No,
right.
That's all I got.
Then that's all we got right here.